Dear students, now we have reached on the last page of your chapter, that is matter. In this page, some important things are given for the law of conservation of mass. This law of conservation of mass is given by Lavoisier, Antony Lavoisier. He is the father of chemistry, and he formulated law on the results of experimental evidence, and one apparatus is used for this experiment, and in that experiment he has taken reactants in two tubes means there are two limbs, and this apparatus is having shape of H letter, and these both limbs are connected by this H hollow tube, and in these two limbs two reactants are taken. Here in this case NaCl solution and AgNO3 solution is taken in separate in these two parts or limbs of this apparatus. When we shake this solution, these solutions are reactants. On shaking, these reactants will combine with each other, they will mix with each other, and they form new substances. In this case, when sodium chloride and silver nitrate is reacted with each other, they will form new substances: silver chloride, AgCl, and sodium nitrate. And for his experiment, he has taken these two solutions in separate limbs of this apparatus, and before shaking, before allowing these two solutions to mix together to form products, the weight of this apparatus is taken. And after shaking, when the reaction has completed, after this reaction, when the weight of this apparatus taken in both cases, means before the reaction the weight which is obtained, and after the reaction the weight which is obtained, are equal to each other. And on the basis of this concept, he formulated one very important law that is known as law of conservation of mass. Means, according to this law, when the chemical reaction takes place, the sum of the masses of all reactants are always remain equal to the sum of the masses of all products. Let us explain these things in some more detail. Come to the next part of this page, statement. Whenever the chemical reaction or chemical change takes place, the total mass of reacting substances is exactly equal to the total mass of products, provided the masses are measured under similar conditions. Means the temperature, pressure, and other conditions should be same. There should be no change in under this condition. There will be no change in the masses of reactants and products. One more thing, it can also be put forth as matter is neither created nor destroyed. Means, according to law of conservation of mass, one more definition, means in another word we can define it as matter can neither be created nor destroyed during a chemical change, but changes from one form to another. This is the definition of law of conservation of mass. In a general way, we can again explain it. If mass of any substance A is added to the mass of substance B as a reactant, and when these two reactants AB reacts together to form different compound new substances C and D, then the mass of substance C plus mass of substance D means these are the product, the masses of all these products and masses of all the reactants are always equal. This is the explanation for the law of conservation of mass. Now come to next. The experimental evidence means the apparatus which is having shape like H, that is known as Landolt, used as H shaped tube as shown above and introduced a solution of sodium chloride and silver nitrate in the limbs of tube. Different type of reactions can take place. Here I am explaining only this one reaction. The tube was then sealed, weighed before the experiment. The solutions were mixed with each other while shaking, and a white precipitate of silver chloride was obtained. The tube was again weighed after the experiment, and after that the conclusion was drawn from this experiment that the sum of the masses of reactants is found to be equal to the sum of masses of products. Therefore, on the basis of this experiment, it is concluded that during any physical or chemical changes, there is no loss or gain of mass, but only nature of the substance can change. But matter or substance cannot be created, but it can be transformed from one to another form. After this, overall, this concept is applicable for the most of the processes taking place in our environment, but there is some limitation of this law, that is landlords observed causes for a very slight error in the experiments. In some cases there is a error or there is some slight difference in the masses of reactants and products, and this is due to the chemical energy stored in the reactants is released in the form of heat and light. Means some part of energy is released or gained during the chemical reaction, and this energy is generally converted from the matter. Therefore, in this case, hence the mass is converted to energy, and thus the mass and energy are to be considered together. Means we have to take both things, energy as well as mass, together. In that case, in such case, there will be no loss or gain of matter, and the law will be fulfilled by all type of processes. This correlates with Dalton's atomic theory that the atoms can neither be created nor destroyed but change from one form to another. Means there are three different type of definitions, but overall the conclusion for all definitions is only this: there is no means during any type of changes, either physical or chemical, there will be no loss or gain of mass. Means mass can neither be created nor be destroyed.